Hello everyone, and in this video we are going to discuss about controllers and Laravel. So in the last video we have created all of these different routes. So now let's say we have this home page, and in this home page we will have let us post and with categories and the author, and let's say we have a sidebar, and in that sidebar we have a list of categories and authors and things like that. So here we will need to write code to create post, upload images, update an existing post, delete a post, delete files, and things like that. Create categories. So we cannot write all of this code here in this file. So for this purpose, we will use controllers. So we will create a controller called post controller, and we will store the post related code to that controller. Similarly, we will create a category controller, and we will store all of the category related code to this category controller. So let's start. So where can we store controller? So the controller will be in the app, HTTP, and controller directory. So this default controller class is provided by the PHP. So now let's write PHP artisan make controller, and we need to provide the name of the controller. So post controller, and it would ask which type of controller do you like. So empty are some of these other ones which we will discuss later on. So for now we will create an empty. So for that we can use 0. So here we will write 0, and the controller has been created successfully. So now if we visit this, so the post controller has been created successfully. So let's see. So now we have a post controller, and some of the basic code is written for us by default. So we can also create a controller by creating a new file, but this is an easy way, and some of the basic stuff is written here. So where the namespace is controller, and we will use the request which we will discuss in some other videos, and we have the class post controller which extends this controller class. So now let me, here we can write different methods. So public function, let's say index. So this index method we will show all of the post, etc. So let's say return in post controller index. So now let's change this here, this one, to this controller so that we load it from here, not from here. So first of all we will remove this method. So here we will write an array, and that array will use the post controller, and then the class, and there will be different methods in this post controller class. So which method? So we will write here index. So when we hit this route, go to the post controller and hit this method. Now if we refresh this page, you can see an post controller index. So now let's return the view from here. So return view and welcome. So return the welcome view, and now let's refresh again, so you can see this view again. So now we can create different methods. So let's say public function create to create a post. Then we can create a function, public function store. So in this method we will show the form to the user that he can enter the data, and when he submit the data we will store it in this method. So let's create another method, a public function show a single post rather than the list of posts. Show a single post. So to show a single post, it will get some ID of the post or something. Now let's say public function. So edit. So we need to edit post. And when we edit the post, then we will need to update that post. So public function update, and we need to delete a post. Public function delete. So these are all of the basic operations. So we will show a list of the posts, we will create a post and store a post, show a single post, edit a single post, and then update the post and delete a post. So all of these methods. So we can write it like this, or we can use the artisan command to create all of this for us. So let's say if I close this and delete this file. So now let's create it again. So we will write PHP artisan make controller, and the name of the controller will be post controller, and this time we will write the resource controller so that all of those methods are included in it. So the number is 3. So write 3, enter, and we are not using a model, so we will just press enter and create it successfully. So now if you go there, you can see post controller, and all of these methods are created by default. So now here we just need to write our code. So in this way you can use controllers. Now let's create another controller. So we have PHP artisan make controller. In this way we will use a different method. So here we will write the name as well. So controller. So this is the name of the controller, and then we will use the resource. So R or dash R means the resource controller. And now this category controller has been created successfully, and now you can see category controller has been created and all of those methods, because we flagged it as R. If you don't want all of these methods, then don't write this R. So this is another way to create controller, and all of those methods are here. And now let's go to the web.php. Now let me comment this, and here let's say write route, and if we write here resource and post, and here we will write post, and as we are creating a resource controller, then we don't need to write an array like this one. We just need to write it like this. Now if I write PHP artisan route list, now you can see for the post controller we have created only this route, but we have all of those routes. So post, index, store, created, show, update, and delete, and edit. So this is due to this resource. So instead of writing each one individually, so like this, so if I write here create and create one, and then for post create one, and for delete create another one. So instead of writing it like this, we can write it like this in a single sentence. So now let's create another one. So route resource, and for categories, so category, we will use the category class. And let's check it again. So now we need to import the class. So you need to import both the classes. So now let's check it again, and you can see now we have routes for the categories one. Category, index, store, create, show, update, destroy, and edit. So by writing a single sentence, we can create all of these routes. So it is your choice. So that's all about routes and controllers, and see you in the next video.